Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk and welcome back to another Shep Talk movie review. But first, before we get into that movie review, a couple admin notes, okay guys? I know I keep harping on this, but I do have a second YouTube channel now, Darth Shep Gaming. That is where I'm playing all my video games, putting on my Twitch VODs. Yes, I even have Twitch, so go to Darth Shep Gaming on Twitch so you can watch me live and interact with me. And also, if you don't know what I'm doing, follow me on my socials. All those links are in the description down below. I got everything. I have a Facebook page, I have YouTube, obviously, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, everything. Links are down in the description down below. But now guys, let's get back to my review of White Men Can't Jump 2023. White Men Can't Jump was directed by Kalamick, and was written by Kenya Barris, which, really? And Doug Hall and Ron Shelton. White Men Can't Jump stars Shinqua Walls, Jack Harlow, Lance Riddick, R.I.P. Sir, Tanya Taylor, and Laura Harrier. White Men Can't Jump has a runtime of 1 hour and 41 minutes. Quick synopsis. Two hustlers team up to earn money and try to make a better future for themselves and their family. I'm going to come right out and say it. I'm not going to hold any punches. This is a remake that nobody wanted or even asked for. To try to capture the original movie is a tall task for anyone, and this movie falls on its face. Let's dive into this movie. The two main characters, this is where this movie should have been the bread and butter. These two should have had chemistry that would just keep you glued to this TV or to this movie. And they don't, man. To me, there's very, very little chemistry between the two main characters. When you think that the characters are building up to something, it just fizzles out and dies. These two should have been what hold this movie together, and it didn't, and so it really falls flat. And the supporting cast isn't much better, except for really two people. Vince Staples, who plays Speedy, and J. Alphonse Nicholson, who plays Jermaine. They are the comedic duo of this movie, and they do a really good job when they're on screen. I don't know if it would have been better to see more of them, because I think maybe their antics would have been too over the top if we saw more on film. But we definitely, when they were on film, they were the reasons I was probably laughing the most. I feel sorry for Laura Harrier. She comes in playing the role that was played by Rosie Perez. It's not the exact role that Rosie played or had. Laura is a choreographer that is teaching other people, that wants to have her own business kind of thing, or wants to make it big on her own. And the dynamic there is just not, it's not, like, I didn't really care. I really didn't care for much of the side characters in this movie. In this movie, the side characters are so poorly written. This whole thing is poorly written that I don't really care about the side characters. I don't really care what's happening in their lives. When they get upset, I'm like, why? You're like, you've barely been in this movie. This movie was begging for a great soundtrack. I don't know who was in charge of the soundtrack or the music of this movie, but it seemed like for the first half of this movie that they forgot that music could help them out in this in this movie, give this movie something. But it's not until the second half where I started noticing more and more music, especially the popular and kind of almost TikTok sounding or soundtracks at this time. And it was like too little too late. I was like, this movie being about basketball, being about these two hustlers trying to score their big, score their big game, score their big profit, could have used a really great soundtrack to help elevate this movie that is really substandard. And then we all see it coming. We knew it from the first one. There is a big fallout that happens like in the middle of the movie where the two main characters go their separate ways because they have this fallout and come back together really to like solidify the day, win the day. But again, because there's no chemistry, because the writing is not that great, we really don't care. We're like, oh, we're having this fallout? Okay, all right. But oh, look, they're back together again. I don't know if it's just the difference in writing. I don't know if it's the difference in acting. But the original White Men Can't Jump is far and away more superior movie to this one. as annotated by the fact that this is a Hulu movie. This is a Disney movie. We get a Disney movie here. It is not something that really shows us that these guys are down on their luck, that they are trying to make ends meet. We really never really see that. We hear them talk about it all the time. They need to make rent. They need to make this. He's trying to get money to help his knees out, XYZ. But we really never really see them down and out. We hear that he's late with his rent. We don't hear the landlord coming knocking on his door. We don't feel those consequences. There's, the chemistry is not there. So when they have their falling out, we don't really have that attachment or emotional attachment to these guys. So we don't really care too much. Unlike a previous movie that I reviewed, Knights of the Zodiac, where I thought that movie was just put in the wrong month for it to really succeed or shine. This movie obviously had no faith whatsoever from Disney, from Hulu, because it went straight to streaming instead of into the movie theaters, and especially putting it in May, the blockbuster season, just shows that they were not thinking that they were going to have any, success with this movie whatsoever. The original deserved a much better remake, or not a remake at all, but we got White Men Can't Jump, and I'm sorry, it falls flat on its face. And with that being said, Shep Talk gives White Men Can't Jump 2 Sheps out of 5. Let me know down in the comments down below, guys. Have you watched this remake? Have you watched the original? What did you think? Am I wrong? Did you guys enjoy it? But that is all I got time for today. Thank you for watching. And guys, I'll see you in the next review.